at that position are just tricky. Each person's different, so we'll take that with due diligence and press and assess. Ish, yeah, probably. I would. I'm not planning for him to. Um, uh, you know, I I'm out of the crystal ball world. I tried it on with Raheem and I was wrong. So, um, but yeah, it feels week to week. So I'm not anticipating this week at all. And then Jerome has been doing well, so we will. I we'll see how the work goes. With the training staff up until the practice week, but there's nothing that's. I'm optimistic that that window will begin here soon. Yeah, he tore his ACL, so confirmed. He's he yeah, it's a big loss for the team and the locker room, just because of the human being that he is, and then his play, and it's one of the things that is a challenge for every single team that's in the league at this stage of the year. So it's something that it takes a collective mindset from everyone to kind of with those type of injuries, and in that you have to be worried about the right things, not who's not there, but what can I do in my game better, and that goes across the board. That's not just like at the edge position. It's really the entire team and how you pick up for that slack. But that's what you have to do every single year to win in December, January. It's just kind of the deal. So I know one thing that there'll be some inspired play as a result of it from his teammates, because they truly care about him a ton. Yeah, every situation is independent. One thing I will tell you is that you know every decision. As a head coach, you have to make a ton of decisions. A ton. That's literally your job. And it's important to know how many people are depending on you to have the right intent. And I think that that's a that was an emotional situation that the bottom line was it was the situation was very unique in that the offense had just taken out offensive players. Mike White went in for his first snap, and I was in the process of communicating stuff to the defense, and it was a fumble, one-play drive. So then, the position coaches are communicating to the guys, and guys run on the field with I could tell they didn't want to wait a week for a series, and so then you make decisions with the proper intent, always knowing that fairly that the consequences of those rest on your shoulders. So to if that exact scenario plays out again, there's too many variables to. It was a tough moment that I wish it wouldn't have happened. Hindsight's 2020, but everything really. Every decision I make, I understand how important it is to everyone that I'm doing the right thing for the team and the organization. And when things like that happen, yeah, the burden is great. Speaking for, I always learn from things, and one thing I can always, you can be rest assured that the proper intent will be applied to every decision I make, because I take the weight of that. I don't take the weight of that lightly at all. No, I think every single week, you're assessing. Like, there's not a day that goes by that I overlook what people are doing on the field, and that's how positions are secured, earned, and kept. However, I think Nick's doing a great job in his role, and I think I'd be confident with him in various amount of roles. He's a really smart football player, so he knows several positions, and his teammates really hold him in high regard. So he's doing a good job. I think Eli has been really doing a good job as well, and Cam is as a rookie at the corner position. He's done what we've asked in terms of developing. You're careful not to, corners to me are kind of like quarterbacks, where you have to be careful of, you're hoping to put them in position when they're not going to have results that would have scar tissue. It's not anything he hasn't done necessarily. He's developing really each month and each week, but there's also some really some players that have earned the trust of their teammates on the field that compete every day. So I think it's more to do with the fact of the professional football players within the group this exact moment, as opposed to we can't put him out there. It's not like that at all. And there's been really almost every game he's one play away from getting a lot of time. It's just the way it's played out. Those reps have gone to Eli because he's earned them, and we'll keep assessing that every week. That's never a dormant thing. Agba, huge role. I'm glad that I'm glad that he's I feel very, very much more comfortable with a man of his size, that much removed from that soft tissue injury. He's been productive all season, but it's not just him. It's a lot of, really it's everybody. When you lose a player like that, which has happened to us during this season, and a lot happens more often than it doesn't. It's not okay. Somebody else be that guy. Everyone has different skill sets. You have to play team defense to those skill sets, and so you adjust schematically. Sometimes I think it's more of the whole less than the part. There's different things will feature with each player's game, but I see it as more the whole team as the starting point, and then the defense, and so maybe you want it to be this way. You want the back end to be like, all right, we're going to cover better or longer. You want Agba and every edge player to be like, I'm gonna play my best game and put my best foot forward. And you want stack backers to feel the same way. I'm gonna hug rush faster. All those things. So the bigger thing is that people focus on the job at hand, not okay, what did we lose? That you have to focus on the team as it stands, the unit that's out there. Each individual focuses on their game and how that relates to the whole plan, and you have to play together, which is the key in this portion of the year, and that's what we'll be counting on. Yeah, I think we'll find out with the practice week. I think he's going to get the uptick. That's on schedule. I think he's really eager to take the next step. I anticipate a lot more reps coming his way, and if there's no setbacks at all, I'm fairly optimistic that we'll see him very soon. Well, I think you have to rip the Band-Aid off. I think you have to look at each game independently. I think that lesson we have learned in different ways along the season. What was unique to this one was the timing of things, how things progressed. You start out really strong on the first possession, then they match, then you almost score a touchdown, you get your punt, and then then there's successive, it's the orchestration of a game like that against a good opponent that you're frustrated the score isn't the way you feel like it should be, and then so you try to make a play to wish that into existence. That's independent to that game, but you have to. The biggest thing is you can't run from it, and case in point, thus far in the season, I think our team has really done a great job of that, considering last year all we did was lose on streaks, and we've been able to minimize all the losing streaks to one game this year. I think that speaks to what it takes in a parity-ridden, tough, top-tier league. You have to be able to not run from things that hurt, and when you put in the work and then certain things happen in the game, and then to the Ravens' credit, they play a really strong game. It hurts to even turn on the tape, but you have to go that direction so that you can put your best foot forward toward Buffalo, which is critical assessment of the last game today, and get your minds right for our plan for Buffalo on Wednesday, because you can't just like you can't ride the sails of a big win and coast through something. You can't you have to be able to move on with learning tools. So it's a collection of learning during the course of the season, and our job is to make it purposeful, which I think our guys diligently have attacked today. Yeah, I'm off the Raheem Cristobal's. That was a scar. I felt it was the intent was not to mislead, I promise. But so we'll approach it the same way we did last week with Raheem and see how that goes. Tua he I'm not really worried about it, just where he's at in the season and how crazy competitive he is. It's not something that's a huge blip on my radar right now. No, I mean that there's always residuals to soreness. I guess what I'm not worried about is the player fighting through that and being able to be productive. He's usually anytime anything happens, I find out the next day with his I didn't even know that he hit his thumb on a helmet during the game, and he just kind of grits his teeth and rolls through it. But he's just, the biggest thing is I wouldn't anticipate it being extremely sore because of the way that he attacks rehab. Like he truly lives in. He's best friends with Kyle when he has an issue, so he's down there all the time, and it doesn't matter how long it takes. I think Mel has come in with exuberance, very, very appreciative of the opportunity, and very hungry to deliver on that opportunity. I think his skill set that he's and really what he's done throughout his career is very similar to what we ask of our edge players, so it kind of fits his game. And that it's something that kind of came up with Agba having a soft tissue, and it kind of fit the particular game plan, and it's like he hasn't left really. He's a cool piece of our locker room that shows up for game day, and he's going to compete. Well, I think that that's kind of one of the things that we learned through the course of the game is I think the offensive players were feeling that success, and then I think they went a step further and tried to force some plays that ended up in turnovers, and that's kind of what derailed the entire game from the offense's perspective. I think they I think pretty much they were able to have more, or they were able to have success in certain situations, and then there was turnovers a little bit and some missed opportunities that kept the ball from rolling. I think early in the game, things there's probably 11 out of 11 guys executing, and then everybody had their hand in it, but there was maybe a short route here or a protection issue there, or a forced throw. Those types of things came up in the heat of the battle that didn't present themselves at the beginning of the game. So you have to get your mind right for how long these competitions are, and to really lean into the you have to learn that if you're not pressing and you're having success, it's irrelevant or erroneous what the score is or what stage you are in the game. To stay true to team football and doing your job and letting the plays come to you. I think that's something that was evident from my perspective, and I thought that kind of hindered and added to this disparity of the score because of some of those turnovers and overly aggressive, not just taking what was there decisions. And I'm including that too. You have to protect your players from that and be responsible in play calls. And I never skirt around anything that's adverse that happens to the team. I'm the decision maker, so the best way to not throw a pick is to call a run.
Last question.
Yeah, no, we're sorting through that. I think I'm comfortable with the guys that have been straining and investing on the team now. However, there's whenever there's a injury, or we're working through our process. So I wouldn't say, I'm not. It's not inevitable, but I would say it would be possible. Cool. Hey man, this is awesome.